episode 44, and I really appreciate you jumping on. Somebody is always selling. How do you not get sold? What I mean by that is when you're in business or in life in general, somebody's selling. Now, if you're looking to buy something, you're a client. Okay, let's say I'm a client and I fill out a lead and say, I'm like, that's me, I'm a potential client. The salesperson calls me and they start engaging in their sales process. What most people don't account for is that that client is also trying to sell you. So you're trying to sell the client on what? I got this form you filled out. I'm getting back to you. This is who I am. This is what we offer. Whatever it is you're selling, whatever it is they're teaching y'all. I can teach you how to do it. I can teach you what you should be doing. I can teach you what you shouldn't be doing. But what you need to be aware of is what the client's doing. Because the client immediately goes into, how do I not get sold? So now you got a client, even though they fill out a form and they want whatever you're selling, I don't care what it is. And then you're doing your job and you call them up and they get right into this mode of, all right, I got to sell him or her on how I'm not going to be sold today. Convoluted, right? I'm going to sell him or her on how I'm not going to be sold. You caught me at a bad time. So I'm trying to sell you. I'm trying to sell you on why you should hang up and go away. Is it really a bad time? I answered the phone. How bad a time can it be? I don't remember filling that out. I'm trying to sell you. Even if I don't remember it, like vividly remember it, if you do a good enough job of telling me quickly who you are and what it is, it should trigger something in my mind of would I have ever needed that product. And go through everything. I need to get back to you on it. I need to think about it. I need to talk to so-and-so about it. They're trying to sell you. So salespeople work so hard on how do I deal with objections? Okay, well, you need to be a hell of a lot more worried about how you don't get sold. The objection is just, they ain't closed you yet. That's their trial close. You caught me at a bad time. What are they waiting for? Your reaction. Well, what are the terrible reactions? When's a better time to call you back? Oh, you might as well say, I suck at my job, don't really care about the product, don't care about you, I'm super weak, obnoxiously weak, so I'm going to say, when's a better time? Because now you're in charge, Mr. Client. What was the client doing? Trying to trial close you to see if you had the strength to stand up for yourself. What's a better time? Fail. So you're done. Out, right? Thanks for all the information. I need to think about it. What's the wrong answer? Okay. When do you want me to get back to you? Or, what do you mean? And you start arguing or start debating because you don't know what to do. You either walk away or you start debating, as opposed to just saying, okay, he's trying to sell me on I want to think about it. I ain't buying today. Great. Makes sense. What do you need to think about? Now they got to go back into closing mode. Now they're trying to close you. So you have to understand that somebody's always selling. And just because you're the salesperson, don't think you're the only one trying to sell. And that's where salespeople fail, because they're not looking at what's right in front of them. As much as we are teaching people sales on a daily basis, we've learned our entire lives as human beings how to avoid being sold. I was in college in the car business. Outside was signs that said used cars, and the cars had prices on them. Turn the air on, will you? Had prices on them. Buy here, pay here. Like there was nothing confusing about it being a car lot with cars for sale. 70 cars, all with a price on them, no confusion. That's what you're here for. Hey man, can I help you find something? No, I'm just looking. Whose life is so boring that they drive up the street and they're like, what do we do today? We don't really got shit ass to do. Oh, there's cars for sale. Let's walk through the lot. We have no intention of buying a car, don't need a car, have no desire to get one, can't afford a car. Hell, we'll walk or ride a bicycle. Our car's falling apart. It's got 350,000 miles on it, but shit, we ain't getting a new car. No, people go, I've driven by there 7 or 8 times. I've never stopped in. Why didn't they stop in? Didn't want to be sold? afraid to be sold. So they're taught things. We're taught things. We teach ourselves these things because we're going to sell you. Now, you don't argue and debate with the person. Great. As you're looking around, how can I help direct you? What area would you like to be looking in? Car, truck, newer, used, like Ford, or like walk me through what you're looking for so I can help you look around. I don't need to chase you around the lot, but I want to help guide you. Because once you start debating back and forth with people, who wins in a debate or an argument? Nobody really. Because you just start arguing and debating. Eventually, one of you gets tired and you're like, I don't even know if I agree with him, but I just stop because I'm so tired of him continuing to do this. It doesn't make any kind of sense to me. So you have to understand when somebody's trying to sell you and somebody's trying to close you. And what behaviors will you demonstrate to ensure that you're not going to get closed? In any deal, people are doing this on a daily basis, no matter where you go and what you do. You may not be in a regular sale environment per se. You might be in a meeting. I told people when I used to work in real estate development, y'all got to get better at sales. They're like, sales, what do you mean? I'm like, you're in these meetings with the planning commission, the zoning commission, the wetlands commission. You're selling them on why the project should go through. But you don't do a good job of it. You go like, well, it meets the criteria, as opposed to, here's what we'll do for the tax base. Here's what we've done to make sure it's safe. Here's what we've done to mitigate all the potential issues you come up with. Like, you want to avoid being closed? Give them and address all the things you think they're going to use to try to close you. And when you exhaust all those things, then it's like you've taken the wind out of their sails. And that's what you need to do in any dynamic when you're trying to sell and not be sold. When you're calling somebody on the phone, you quickly want to do that. Here's who I am. Here's why I'm calling you, because you asked me to. Here's the product you asked about. Here's what it does. Here's how many people we got asking for the product. Boom, 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 boom. So you can get through it because they're waiting. It's not a great time to buy. We don't need things in the first time we meet somebody. We don't rush into decisions. That's just who we are as our family. That's I don't want to close. I learned behavior. Probably your grandfather probably said it, so you picked it up. You don't debate with the person. You go, when you say that, what do you mean? Makes sense, but when you say that, what do you mean? When you say, I want to think about it, what do you mean? When you say you don't buy in the first time, what do you mean? Are you waiting for a good time to buy? Because I have some news for you. There's never a great time for a new bill. When somebody says something, you need to take apart what part's valid and what's not. It is valid for somebody to say, I don't really want to start paying today, but guess what? I need the product. So but it's valid to say, I get it. Nobody walks out of here ecstatic about the new bill. They walk out here ecstatic about what they got, but they're not fired up about the new payment. I've never met anybody that was like, that was the greatest thing. The experience was great, Sean. And what I love the most about it was a new bill. I can't even believe I've been looking for a new bill and I'm ecstatic. They don't do that. And understanding why people fail. Here's the other thing. What makes you more apt? You're in sales and people are more difficult with you than your peers. Why? What are clients looking for that will dictate how they treat you? What are the three biggest reasons people will push back more against you if you're in sales? Number one, if you appear to be uncomfortable, scared, unsure of yourself, not confident, any of those, and they're the same, they're all saying the same thing, that makes the client want to try to sell you. Hey, Tom, I got this form you filled out. I was, can I please speak to Mr. Jones? Is this Mr. Jones? As opposed to Tom. Yeah, it's Tom. Tom and Sean. I got this form you filled out. I'm getting back to you about it. It said this and this and this. I get a bunch of these every week. It's my job to get it back to people who want the information and see if they're eligible for the product. You remember doing that. I don't sound weak. I don't sound scared. So that's number one. I'm less apt to be sold than you are. Number two, I don't tell you, you don't tell them quick enough why they need your service and your product. Tom, you filled this out. We get a lot of them every single week because of boom, boom, boom. Life insurance was easy. Tom, we get these because everybody understands eventually death, disability, death, illness, critical illness, it happens to everybody. So obviously I know why you filled it out. Why? I got to push you immediately. Tom, I know why you're here because your car has 304,000 miles on it. Tom, I know why you asked about the new windows because as I can see, they're leaking. As I can see, they're old. Hey, Tom, I'm assuming the reason you asked about the new windows is yours are old. They're not replacement windows. Yes. Is that's killing you in heating cost or air? Yes, it is. Got it. Like, why? Be confident. Be clear on why. And the last one that most people fail at, they can find a way to be confident enough, even if they're faking it on some level, they can get the why out. Here's why, here's the product, here's what you need to know. But they fail on the third one, which is taking control. Once you establish, I'm not afraid, I'm doing my deal, I'm fearless, I'm confident, I'm your guy, all of the above. And then it's why. You filled it out, you need my product, you inquired, and here's why most people do it, here's why you did it. The last one is taking control. So they're there. Got it. Got a strong salesperson, strong customer service person, strong manager. You're trying to sell a salesperson why they should do more. I'm good. He or she established why I need their services, their product. Done. 2 for 2. Now I take control. Did they take control? So here's what we're going to do. The greatest statement ever established in sales about taking control and making the person feel like it's a team effort is here's what we're going to do. You go, where'd you hear it from? I made it up. I got it. Didn't hear it from anybody else. If somebody else heard it before me 15 years ago, let me know who told you or where it was written down. That's what I've been saying actually for 25 years, but life insurance, social media, 15. Here's what we're going to do means I'm in charge, but we're doing this together, but I'm in charge. So, Tom, here's what we're going to do. I'll explain to you why everybody wants it. I know that's why you want it. I'm very knowledgeable in what I do. Here's whatever. I'm independent. I have all these different companies. Here's who I represent. And here's what we're going to do, Tom. I'm going to get some basic information from you. Boom, boom, boom. Whatever you're selling, you take control. You have to understand that without control, there will be failure. Without control, there will be indecisiveness. And without control, you will be sold and you will not be the one selling. You will not close if you allow the client or anybody in whatever dynamic you're in where you're trying to sell to take control. Because the minute they feel like you're not in control, they have to stand up. When you see a kid, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, acting out, and people roll their eyes and go, it's a bad kid. I go, he or she ain't far from a bad parent or guardian. They're not 20, 21, 22, 18, 19. Those are adults. They're not 18 months old. Them are like really little kids. They trying to figure this shit out. 4, 5, 7, 8. And if you don't take control and you don't sell them on why they need to behave, why, if you don't have a fearless attitude as far as you're in charge, you're the one that's handling it, if you don't take control, they'll take control. And a lot of times people take control negatively. When you look at people that have an issue with people, a lot of times they'll act out because if they're not getting any attention, they'll take negative attention over no attention. So clients will too. You don't take control, you don't lead them where they're supposed to go, they're more apt to say something you don't want to hear Man, you just want me to do this so you get paid, or I don't even know why you're doing this. I don't even know why I do this. I don't even want to do this. I don't even want you on the phone with me. I got better things to do. You caught me at a terrible time. I hate when you guys do this shit. You're a telemarketer. Bro, you're none of the above. Why are you acting that way? If you're a telemarketer and you're cold calling people, I have some really good advice for you. Stop. It's annoying. We don't like it. It's a waste of your time. It's a lot of hours for a very, very small amount of money for you. Somebody somewhere at the top of that deal is getting paid. I get it. It ain't you. So stop it. It's annoying. For the rest of you that are calling people that have asked you to call them that fill out legitimate leads and want your products, why are you acting like the telemarketer? Why are you acting like the guy or girl who called and we did not ask them to call us? Because you're not taking control. And then when you don't take control, you're mad at somebody else for taking control. That's what they're going to do. So you have to understand and ask yourself as you're sitting with people, if you will stay with these three things in every sales presentation is dynamic, am I remaining confident? Am I fearless? Am I exuding respect from the way I carry myself? Have I established why the product and why from me and why they need it in any order of those three, depend on what you're talking about at the moment in time? And am I in control? Now, when you just goes off the rails and you lose any of the above, the greatest thing to do to get it back on track is to ask good questions. Hey, Tom, if you don't mind me asking, I know why I'm here. You know why I'm here. But every time I say up, you say down. I say black, you say white. Like, no matter what I say, you're argumentative about it. Can you explain to me how we got so far away from me helping you with what you actually asked me to help you with? And then the key to sales, the key to handling objections, avoiding objections, closing is not what you say. It's silence. Think about this. If I go right now, let's do this. This is simple, but let's just do this. So if I go, this is 15 seconds of not talking, starting now. Couldn't even make it 15. That was 12. Couldn't even do it. Think about this. I would sit in presentations and not say anything for 10 seconds, 15, 20. Hell, if you could do it for 5. Unfortunately, once we ask a difficult question, we're afraid of the answer. So we ask difficult questions, we don't want the answer, so we chime in with something else and we try to redirect what the answer is going to be. If you don't mind me asking, I'm assuming it's that you don't like or trust me or something about the product. That'd be the only 2 reasons that you would say no. Product's unaffordable, I made it unaffordable, or you don't like or trust me. And then if they don't say anything, you don't say anything. When you say you want to think about it, we've already established you need it. I'm just really confused. What do you mean by that? And then you shut up and don't say anything. The words that people speak are more effective to them than the words they hear. That's why self-talk is so important. You can go anywhere you want, to any meeting you want. Psychologically, the men and women speaking at that time, whether it's for 5 minutes or for 4 hours, they're getting the most out of it. They're speaking. They're listening to their voice more than they're listening to anybody else's voice. So now at the end of the day, why aren't we trying to get the client or the person we're negotiating with, our kid, whomever, to be able to sell and close themselves because we're silent? Matter of fact, you'd be good at it when they say something like, yeah, I hear you, but, and I'm like, but what? I know, but I just don't think we're like, I don't think, Sean, we're going to make a decision tonight. I know, Tom, I hear you on that, what I was asking was, we know you need it. We know you want it. We know you can afford it. Please help me understand what's stopping us from doing this today. Silence is huge. The way in which you speak. If you speak in monotone and if you speak at the exact same pace every time you're talking, it's going to make it hard for you to close. Very hard for you to close. But you have to know when to push, pull, slow down, be emphatic, use your hands, don't use your hands. How do you get good at it? Work at it. Watch other people that are good. Mimic what they're doing. See what they're doing. Watch what they're doing. You will learn so much in sales by watching people that are having success and seeing what they're doing. Unfortunately, most of us can see it, but we can't hear it. You put me in a room with somebody good at something, I will watch every single thing they say. I'll know their scripts. I'll know their word tracks. I'll know what they say if somebody gives them an objection. Similarly, if you put me in a room with people that are not successful at all and have no results, I won't hear anything they say. I mean, it's magical. Like, you're like, dude, what did he say? I'm like, I don't even, who? You're like, so I'm like, I don't even know, who is that guy? You're like, dude, you've been in the room with him for 2 hours. I'm like, he don't sell nothing, right? I'm not mad at him, but I'm not taking in what he's saying on the phone if he's not having success. Why would I do that? That seems like a really bad idea for me. I don't see where the time in that is. I don't see where the money in that is. So you really have to start to think about why people fail. We're so focused on how to be successful. What's the key to being successful? Avoid what all the people failing at it are doing. There's already a blueprint. If there's a blueprint of failure, that means all I got to do is do the opposite of that stuff and I can be successful. But we're so rapidly focused on, I'm going to do these things. What about you're going to avoid these things? If you hear me with a plan, you're like, what are you doing? My plan is to avoid these things. I'm going to do these things, but I'm going to avoid these things. Well, you need to get on the phone. I'm going to avoid being distracted during the day. Avoid anything that takes time away from me being on the phone. I'm going to avoid complaining about what happens with the calls. I'm going to avoid talking to people that are not doing it. Here's all the things I'm going to avoid doing, which allow me to be successful. But we're so focused on, I'm just going to do these things. Okay, cool, but what are you going to stop doing? What will you minimize? What will you avoid? Like, you really need to start thinking that way if you want to close. Now, I'm still blown away that every single day I'll post something, somebody get on. People just don't know how to talk to people. They just don't get it. No, that's not true, dude. There's no talent. There is no innate talent in what I'm doing right now. Am I good at it? Yes. If it's sales, am I better than most people you ever meet in your life? Yeah. Is it a talent? No. See, we start letting everybody off the hook, or we start protecting ourselves. I just the other day, guy just posted somebody's like, yeah, that was great, but people just don't get it. Now, if you say they just don't get it, agree. A lot of people don't want to get it. But when you tell me they don't get it because they just can't do it, because they just don't got it in them, bullshit. Everybody can be confident. Everybody can explain the why to somebody, and everybody can take control of a situation. Everybody. 100% of people can do that. But you know what? Most of them won't. That should be exciting for you. What's the most exciting thing about sales for me? Everybody can't do it. Wait a minute. Everybody won't do it. Everybody could do it. The most exciting thing about sales for me is that everybody won't do it, but everybody can. That it requires no talent, but it requires a lot of work. That the separator will be, will you work and grind no matter what the results are to do whatever you got to do to have success for you and your family? Most people won't do it. They can do it. Being good at something that everybody can't do, that's God-given, bro. You developed more of a talent. I mean, you worked on your talent. I'm not minimizing your talent at all. But there are some people that have God-given talents and, you know, they ain't grinding every day. at whatever they're doing. But when you take a level playing field like sales, entrepreneurship, running a business that does not require capital to open, some are capital intensive. I get that. Like, let me take $100 million if you have no money. I mean, I have more options than you. I mean, that's pretty simplistic. But if we're going to open up something that's not capital intensive and it's just work related, will you work your ass off to build the money it takes to build the company and help other people replicate that? Now, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the realness kicks in, man. Can we really do this? What does this shit look like? But at the end of the day, you need to start thinking about this stuff. If you have any questions about anything I'm talking about, drop them in the comments. I'll answer them for you. If you think you have a great question, it's not a great question. You have a comment. You're like, that's great. I don't agree with that. Dude, ask me. I'll talk about it. But there's too many people out there, and the worst thing about sales is too many people don't try it long enough, don't change fast enough, and don't tolerate being told no well enough, and they quit. And they're convinced they can't do it. And then years later, they look back on it and say, what if? What if I had done that differently? What if I had asked that differently? Like, what if I had done that? What would this look like? And I think we really need to make sure we're talking to people about that. We're breaking this down for people. And if you start breaking down what I'm talking about today and how I'm talking about it, you build belief in people. How do you get people belief level? You believe in them unconditionally. That doesn't mean you lie to them, but I believe in you. In this business, anybody can do it. I believe in you. Most people fail because they lack a belief in themselves and they lack people around them that believe in them. Most people to believe in themselves need others to believe in them. It's not that's pretty self-explanatory. And then most people, if you get 11 people that speak into their lives and 8 of them don't believe in them, shit, they're in trouble. Or you can adopt a skill that I have adopted and perfected that says, I don't give a shit what you think. I'm going to do it either way. So once you know I don't give a shit about what you think, you're not going to tell me what you think because I didn't ask. You know what I was thinking, Sean? No, I wasn't even thinking about what you were thinking. And don't give a shit what was on your mind because you've never done what I'm doing. You have no input into it. And anything you said that I listened to would make both me and you dumber for having gone through that 30-second exercise. I don't need to lose IQ points today. Thank you very much. No, I'm not. And that's exactly what I say. Hey, man, mind if I give you some input? From the guy that's never done this? Sure. Hold on, guys. Hold on. My man Mark over here has never done what we do, but he has some input. No, stop. Seriously, Mark. It's your turn. Mark's got some advice for us. Hurry up, Mark. Let me actually get a pen because whatever you tell us to do, Mark, I'm going to write it down, and it's going to be called The Perfect Plan to Fail by Mark. So fire away, bro. I'm all ears. Mark, hold on, guys. Mark's never done what we're doing, but he wants to tell us. That's what I do. Now, somehow when I do that, you're like, man, that's crazy. Can't believe he does that. Okay, is it crazier than this? Mark's like, hey, guys, mind if I chime in? I got something to say. And all 5 of us know Mark doesn't know shit. Okay, we know. We know. Mark doesn't even do it at a high level, doesn't even work hard. And we go, yeah, dude, go ahead, man. Like, what's up? And we listen to Mark pontificate for 7 minutes. Mine is crazier somehow in the world we live in today. I think listening to people talk about shit they know nothing about is complete fucking lunacy. Complete. Like you're a lunatic. But we don't hurt Mark's feelings because we listen to Mark. But Mark might mess up Chris, and he might mess up Steve, and he might mess up Pete, because they're assuming if I'm the one helping lead or selling you on getting good, that obviously Mark got something good to say. I wouldn't let him talk. That's just weakness. Same things you need in sales. Strength, the way you carry yourself. Why? If you're strong and Mark don't do nothing, he's probably not going to raise his hand and ask to talk. If he knows why we're doing this, he's probably not going to. And if you take control of your meetings or you're dynamic, he ain't going to have an opportunity to try to take control. Why would somebody not doing something want to hear their own voice? Well, a lot of people want to hear their own voice, but they're going to pick and choose the places they do it. And they don't do it when I'm at the meeting. So if they do it in your meetings, you have to ask yourself why. Instead of blaming them, why? Let me ask you something, bro. As you're asking that question, we know your lack of results. What do you think my answer will be? Smile. So I hope this helps. Are you selling? Are you being sold? How to avoid being sold? How to make sure you're the one that's doing the selling. If you can stay in that place, anybody that wants to can be good at sales. Not everybody's going to be number one. Not everybody's going to be super great. But everybody can succeed at a very high level. So appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, share. Please drop some questions or any comments you got down below. And we'll talk to y'all next week.